You say you're tired all the time, but listen to me carefully. You're not tired. You're not drained. You're not burned out from work or school or stress. You are asleep, awake in the flesh, but asleep in the mind. And most of the world, they want you to stay that way. Because a tired man doesn't fight. A tired woman doesn't rebel. A tired soul is easier to manipulate, to sell to control. You think you're making choices, but your choices are being made for you by patterns, by cravings, by habits, disguised as your identity. The system doesn't want you rested. It wants you numb, plugged in, scrolling endlessly until 2 a.m., eating garbage until you're sluggish, running off caffeine until your heart's begging you to stop, then wondering why you feel dead every morning. This is the trap. And the worst part? We've normalized it. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, as if being chronically tired is some sign of productivity, as if energy is a luxury instead of our natural state. It's not your fault you were born into this broken machine, but it is your fault if you stay there once you see it for what it is. You want to wake up feeling alive again? You want to rise in the morning with fire in your chest and clarity in your mind? Then you're going to have to make a decision to walk away from comfort and into discipline, to dismantle every habit that's been draining you quietly, to reclaim your life, one night, one morning, one cycle at a time. Start with your sleep. Not just the time you sleep, but how you sleep. Your environment, your rhythm, your mind. Because if your sleep is broken, you are broken. Not forever, not beyond repair. But right now, your potential is shackled. You hit the snooze button every morning because you're fighting a battle you already lost the night before. Your phone is the last thing you see before sleep, and the first thing you see when you wake. Blue light poisoning your melatonin. Notifications firing up your anxiety. And you wonder why you feel like a zombie. You've got to build a sanctuary around your sleep. Darkness, cool air, no tech. A rhythm so sacred it can't be disturbed. Not by work, not by parties, not by laziness. You want to build an empire? Start by building a sleep schedule. It doesn't matter what time you go to bed. It matters that you go to bed at the same time, every single night. Because consistency is how you rewire the body. That's how you teach your nervous system to relax. That's how you train your hormones to obey. Your body wants to help you, but right now, it doesn't trust you. Rebuild that trust. Earn it. Next, move your damn body. You want more energy? Use energy. That's the paradox no one wants to believe, because it sounds hard. It is hard. But it's the truth. A body that doesn't move decays. The blood slows. The joints stiffen. The brain fogs. If you sit all day, stare at a screen, never walk, never sweat, then you're inviting fatigue to be your closest companion. Start with a walk. Just walk. Then move more. Add resistance. Add intensity. Train like your life depends on it. Because it does. You weren't meant to be sedentary. You weren't born to be a spectator. You were built to move. And when you deny your body that truth, you pay the price in exhaustion, anxiety, and apathy. Hydrate. Eat like a warrior, not a junkie. Your cells are screaming for nutrients, and you're feeding them sugar, seed oil, and dead calories. No, you don't need a perfect diet, but you need a real one. You need food that serves you, not sedates you. Food that sharpens your mind instead of dulling your senses. You already know what's healthy. You already know what's poison. But most people don't change because they're chasing flavor over freedom. When you start eating like you care about your future, something shifts. You gain back the edge. Your inflammation drops. Your brain starts working again. You'll know you're on the right path when junk food doesn't even taste the same anymore. When indulgence feels like a punishment. That's when you've reprogrammed the system. Stop worshiping caffeine like it's a cure. It's not. Caffeine is a tool, not a crutch. But you've been using it to cope, not to perform. You drink it to survive the day, when you should be using it strategically to amplify what you've already built. Too late in the day, and it robs you of your sleep. Too much of it, and it rewires your brain to need more just to feel normal. Reset your tolerance. Cut back. Take breaks. Let your body feel tired naturally again, so you can learn how to truly rest. Because artificial energy is a lie. And if you keep borrowing from tomorrow to function today, eventually, you'll go bankrupt. Light. Darkness. Rhythm. You were born with a clock inside of you, but you've been ignoring it. Blinding it with fluorescent lights at 1 a.m., suffocating it with blackout curtains at 8 a.m. Your body wants to wake up with the sun. It wants to sleep when the world is still. Give it light in the morning. Give it darkness at night. This is primal, ancient. But we've replaced wisdom with convenience, and the cost is your energy. Expose your eyes to sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Get outside, even if it's cloudy. Let your brain know it's time to live. Then at night, dim the lights. Turn off the noise. Create silence, not just outside, but within. And now we get to the last piece, the most critical weapon in your arsenal. Routine. A consistent sleep schedule is the cornerstone of everything. Because when the body knows what to expect, it performs. Like a warrior, trained for battle. Like a machine, tuned to perfection. If you go to sleep at a different time every night, you're sabotaging yourself. You're resetting the system every time, forcing your brain to recalibrate, forcing your body to adapt all over again. You want to feel less tired? Then stop living like your energy is a mystery. It's not. It's math, inputs, outputs, habits, cycles, discipline. You are not tired. You are misaligned. You are at war with your biology, and you're losing. But that ends now. Because once you understand the rules, you can start to win. No more excuses. No more victimhood. You are the system. You are the programmer. Rewire your life. Rewrite your future. Most people will keep sleepwalking through their existence, numbing themselves with caffeine, alcohol, screens, and comfort. They'll burn out slowly, wondering why success never finds them. But we're not most people. We are the ones who wake up. We are the ones who take back control. We are the ones who rise. Not because it's easy, but because we refuse to live halfway. So if you're tired, good. That means you're ready. Now wake the hell up and rebuild. Lesson 1. You're not tired. You're asleep. Objective. Identify the deeper hidden causes of modern fatigue and create ruthless self-awareness around self-imposed exhaustion. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. You are not tired. You are asleep. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, dragging your body through the motions of life while your soul is sedated. You don't need a nap. You need a reckoning. You see, most people live in a constant state of low-level exhaustion. They wake up groggy, rely on caffeine to function, feel foggy by midday, and crash into bed at night with nothing left. Then repeat, and repeat, and repeat. But here's the sinister part. They think this is normal. They've accepted it. They've surrendered to it. This is the first lie you must destroy. Modern tiredness is manufactured. Look around. Everything in your environment is designed to steal your energy. Endless blue light blasting your brain late into the night. Processed food, engineered to trigger your dopamine and wreck your digestion. Social media hijacking your attention span and frying your nervous system. An addiction to noise, input, stimulation, and no silence to recharge. And yet people blame their exhaustion on vague things. Stress, work, life. No, it's your habits. It's your patterns. It's your compliance with a broken system. You weren't born tired. You were trained to be this way. Now it's your job to untrain yourself. The identity of the chronically tired. I'm always tired. How many times have you said that? It's not just a statement anymore. It's become an identity, an excuse, a shield, a coping mechanism. Here's what you need to understand. Every time you repeat that phrase, you are reinforcing the story that you are weak, depleted, and incapable of changing. You are affirming to your subconscious that exhaustion is who you are. Stop lying to yourself. You're not tired because life is hard. You're tired because you've mismanaged your energy and betrayed your biology for years without taking responsibility for it. You don't need another energy drink. You need a wake-up call. This is it. The 4 silent energy killers. First, stimulation addiction. Your brain isn't resting. It's flooded. Every free moment you reach for stimulation. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, scrolling endlessly. Your dopamine system is fried. You're overstimulated but undernourished. You consume more than you create. You take in more than you move. And you wonder why your soul feels heavy. Second, sleep. Disrespect. Sleep is treated like a luxury, not a biological requirement. People brag about how little sleep they get like it's a badge of honor. No, it's a death sentence. Lack of sleep is slow suicide. And the worst part is, you know it. But you keep doing it. Why? Because you don't respect yourself enough to prioritize recovery. 3. Invisible inputs. Food, water, light, movement. These are the inputs your body needs to stay charged. But you're giving it garbage. Empty carbs, low hydration, fluorescent lights, and hours of sitting. You're treating a high-performance machine like a landfill. And then you wonder why it doesn't run. Fourth, lack of purpose. When you're not connected to something greater, you're drained by default. Your energy leaks through the cracks of a meaningless routine. People with no vision walk slower, speak slower, live slower, because they're not going anywhere. Reflection prompts. These are not nice journal questions. These are psychological drills to uncover the truth. What is your actual daily energy pattern? Not what you tell others, but what you live. What behaviors are you repeating that you know are draining you, but still continue anyway? When was the last time you felt powerful, energized, and clear? What were you doing differently then? Sit with these questions. Answer them without filters. Lies are the enemy of change. Homework, the confession list. Write a full list titled, Habits that are stealing my energy. No sugarcoating. No blaming anyone else. Just raw truth. Examples. Scrolling for 2 hours before bed. Drinking caffeine at 5 p.m. Saying yes to everything and leaving no time for rest. Skipping workouts. Eating sugar instead of real meals. Going to bed at random times every night. Letting notifications dictate your focus. Telling myself, I'm just a tired person. Then, track your energy for the next 5 days. Morning, midday, evening. Use a 1 to 10 scale. And every time you feel low, write down what triggered it. You're building awareness. And awareness is the first step toward revolution. Lesson 2. Sleep is your weapon. Protect it. Objective. Understand that sleep is not optional. It's essential. Learn how to rebuild your relationship with rest, create a disciplined nightly rhythm, and reclaim the mental and physical power sleep provides. You think you're tired because life is hard, because work is stressful, because you're just not a morning person. No. You're tired because you've been disrespecting the most vital biological process your body has. You treat sleep like it's a side quest, something you'll get around to when everything else is done. You stay up to unwind, to binge shows, to doom scroll in bed. You trade hours of healing for moments of distraction, and then wonder why your mind is fogged, your motivation is gone, your body's wrecked, and your soul feels numb. Let me say it as clearly as possible. You are not burned out. You are sleep deprived. If you don't fix this, nothing else you do will work. Not your workouts, not your diet, not your goals, not your mental state. Sleep is the foundation. Without it, everything collapses. What happens when you sleep? Sleep isn't just rest. It's repair. It's processing. It's power. When you sleep, your brain consolidates memory. Your muscles rebuild. Your hormones rebalance. Your immune system regenerates. Your nervous system reboots. You literally become a different person when you sleep well. Sharper, stronger, faster, more focused. And when you don't, you become slower, dumber, weaker, more emotional, and more easily manipulated. Chronic sleep deprivation has the same cognitive impact as being drunk. Let that sink in. Most people are walking through life as if they're legally intoxicated, but they think they're just not morning people. No, they're just undisciplined. Sleep deprivation is not a badge of honor. Some of you wear your lack of sleep like it's a flex. I only need 5 hours. I stay up grinding. I hustle while they sleep. That's not ambition. That's self-destruction. That's you chasing productivity while sacrificing longevity. That's you burning down your future for a short-term dopamine hit. Sleep is not weakness. It's not laziness. It's strategy. Because you can't conquer anything if your brain is running on fumes and your body is screaming for rest. Chronotypes. Know your natural rhythm. Not everyone is wired the same. Some of us are early risers. Some of us function better at night. That's not just preference. It's genetic. Trying to force yourself into a schedule that doesn't match your biology is like swimming upstream. If you're a night owl and you're waking at 5 a.m. just because some productivity guru told you to, you're sabotaging your own performance. But don't use your chronotype as an excuse for chaos either. Understand your rhythm, then build a consistent schedule around it. That's the key. Whether you go to bed at 10 p.m. or 2 a.m., if it's consistent, your body will adapt. Randomness is the real enemy. Disruption is what kills your energy. The ritual of winding down. Sleep doesn't begin when your head hits the pillow. It begins hours before. Your body needs time to transition. Your nervous system needs time to downshift. But what do most people do? They stare at bright screens. They work until midnight. They eat massive meals at 10 p.m. They scroll in bed. And they wonder why their mind won't shut off. You've trained your brain to fear stillness, to associate bed with overstimulation. You need to reverse that. Here's how. Set a tech cutoff time, at least 60 minutes before sleep. Dim the lights. Take a warm shower or bath, then let your body cool, which triggers sleepiness. Read, meditate, journal, stretch. Turn your bedroom into a temple. No clutter, no noise, no blue light. Your environment is either helping you sleep or it's betraying you. Stop lying to yourself. You say you can't fall asleep, but really you're just unwilling to disconnect. You're overstimulated, addicted to noise, to chaos, to distraction. Sleep isn't the problem. Your lifestyle is. You say, I'm not tired. Of course you're not. You've pumped yourself full of caffeine. You've stared into a screen until 1 a.m. You've kept your mind racing all night. What do you expect? You've created an environment that tells your brain, it's still time to hunt. But you want it to behave like it's time to sleep. That's not biology. That's delusion. Sleep discipline is life discipline. Your ability to master your sleep is your ability to master yourself. Because nothing tests your discipline more than ending your day on purpose. Not just collapsing into unconsciousness, but deliberately winding down. Choosing rest. Choosing recovery. Choosing power over pleasure. That's why this isn't just about sleep. It's about identity. Who are you when no one's watching? Do you sabotage your future every night for a few more scrolls? Or do you shut it down and train like a professional? The difference between high performers and average people isn't always talent or intelligence. It's rhythm, it's recovery, it's respect. Reflection prompts. Answer honestly or don't bother. Do you have a consistent sleep and wake time? Or do you go to bed whenever? How does your night routine serve you or sabotage you? Are you addicted to stimulation at night? If so, what are you avoiding? Homework. Design your night fortress. Write out a step-by-step wind-down plan starting 2 hours before bed. Include tech cutoff time, light dimming strategy, final meal or snack timing, pre-bed ritual, shower, reading, breathwork, journaling, exact bedtime, bedroom setup, cool, dark, clean, silent. Then execute it for 5 nights in a row. Track your energy each morning. Note the changes. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Lesson 3. Discipline is the cure. Movement is the medicine. Objective. Reframe your relationship with physical health. Exercise, food, and hydration. Not as chores, but as essential rituals of self-respect, power, and survival. You say you want more energy. You say you want to feel alive. But look at how you treat your body. You sit in a chair for 10 hours straight. You shove processed garbage down your throat because it's fast. You gulp down caffeine like it's medicine. You ignore your thirst, your stiffness, your aching lungs. You move only when forced. You eat only for pleasure. You rest only when you collapse. And still, you wonder why you feel like death. No, it's not that you're tired. It's that you've betrayed the vessel you were given. Your body is not broken. It's responding, exactly as it should, to the way you've treated it. This lesson is your wake-up call. The paradox of energy. You've been lied to. You've been told that if you're tired, you should rest. And sure, sometimes that's true. But more often, you're tired because you haven't moved. Energy is not something you get. It's something you generate. Let that sink in. The days you feel most alive, most clear-headed, most powerful, are not the days you laid around. They're the days you pushed yourself. The days you walked, lifted, ran, stretched, breathed. The days you took your body seriously. That's not a coincidence. That's design. You were built to move. And when you don't, you rot. Plain and simple. Your body is not the enemy. Stop treating exercise like a punishment. Stop treating food like a reward. Stop treating movement like a chore. Your body is your ally in this war. But it's been ignored, abused, and neglected for years. You can't think clearly in a body full of sludge. You can't build dreams in a system that's undernourished. You can't win if your vessel is falling apart. So take a moment and really ask yourself, have I trained my body to serve me? Or have I trained it to survive me? The lie of comfort. Comfort is the great sedative. It kills more dreams than failure ever could. Every day you avoid discomfort. Every time you skip the workout, choose the junk food, ignore the walk, lie still when you should move. You teach your nervous system to fear effort. That fear becomes fatigue. That avoidance becomes apathy. And apathy, that's the root of the modern plague. You want energy? Then you need fire. And fire doesn't come from lying down. It comes from pushing, safely, deliberately, repeatedly, into resistance. Food is fuel, or it's poison. You already know this. You just pretend you don't. You say, I don't have time to eat healthy. But you have time to feel like trash. You have time to get bloated, crash, nap, and complain. You say, healthy food is expensive. But so is being sick. So is medication. So is regret. You say, I don't know what to eat. But deep down, you do. You know what makes you feel alive and what makes you feel heavy. You've just been pretending not to care. Eating like garbage is easy. Eating like a warrior takes intention. But energy is earned, not given. You want to stop feeling tired? Then stop eating like your life doesn't matter. Caffeine, the double-edged sword. Let's be clear. Caffeine is not the enemy. It's a weapon. But most of you aren't wielding it. You're dependent on it. And that's the difference between power and weakness. Your body is supposed to feel tired at night. It's supposed to dip and rise according to its rhythm. But you've drowned your natural cycles in a chemical fog. You drink coffee to survive the day, and then wonder why you can't sleep. Then you can't sleep, so you need more coffee. It's a loop, a trap, a silent addiction. And the longer you avoid balance, the more you burn your brain into the ground. You want to feel real energy again? Reset. Use caffeine only as an amplifier, not as life support. Hydration and movement, the forgotten basics. Water and motion, two of the most ancient forces in the world. You are made of both, yet you treat them like afterthoughts. Every time you feel foggy, anxious, sluggish, ask yourself, have I moved today? Have I hydrated? Most people are walking around dehydrated and stiff, thinking they have mental problems when it's just physical neglect. Before you reach for a pill or a podcast, drink a liter of water. Stretch for 10 minutes. Walk outside. Breathe like your life depends on it. Because it does. This isn't magic. It's biology. Reflection prompts. Use these to confront the truth. What does your body feel like today? Not what it should feel like. What it actually feels like. Are your habits serving your energy or sabotaging it? What false beliefs are you holding on to about food, exercise, and discipline? Homework, the 24-hour energy audit. Track your entire day from wake to sleep. Log the following: when and how you move, what you eat and drink, your caffeine intake, what, when, and why, your hydration, how much, how often, your energy levels every 4 hours on a scale of 1 to 10. Then write the truth. Where are you leaking power? What's one change you could make tomorrow that would shift everything? Bonus. Add 15 minutes of intentional movement to your daily routine. This isn't negotiable. Walk, stretch, lift, just move. Lesson 4. Create a rhythm. Rule the day. Objective. Use structure, habit, and biological alignment to build momentum. Eliminate chaos. and command your energy throughout the day. Look around you. Most people live like leaves in the wind. No structure, no system, no rhythm. They wake up at random times. They eat when they're bored. They work when they feel pressured. They crash when their body finally gives up. That's not life. That's reactive survival. But here's the truth most people can't handle. If you don't own your day will own you. And your day is not just some calendar. It's a ritual, a battlefield, a proving ground. This lesson is about building rhythm, not for productivity alone, but for power. It's about replacing randomness with ritual, chaos with clarity, fatigue with command. Because your body is a machine of patterns. And if you train it like a slave, it will serve you like a soldier. The human clock. You were born with one. A circadian rhythm hardwired into your brain, tied to the rising and setting of the sun. You're not separate from nature. You are nature. But you've been living like you're above it, ignoring the light, ignoring the dark, forcing wakefulness when you should be sleeping, drinking stimulants when you should be still, watching screens when you should be winding down. And now you wonder why you feel disconnected. Here's the brutal truth. The body is not malfunctioning. It's simply responding to your lack of rhythm. You want more energy. You want better focus, better sleep, more control. Then honor the system that built you. Morning is a weapon. The first 60 minutes of your day are not negotiable. They are sacred. Because how you start determines how you move, how you think, how you feel. But what do most people do? Wake up late, hit snooze, scroll, get hit with chaos before they even leave the bed. That's not a morning routine. That's a daily surrender. You want to win the day? Then wake with intention. Command the first hour like it matters, because it does. Your morning should include light. Natural sunlight or artificial bright light within 30 minutes of waking. Movement. Even a stretch or a 5-minute walk activates your nervous system. Hydration. You just went 7 to 9 hours without water. Fix that. Stillness. Breathe. Meditate. Plan. Reflect. Control your mind before it runs wild. Priority. Define the one task that must be crushed today. One win sets the tone. This isn't about copying some influencer's routine. This is about owning your wake up like a savage. Midday momentum. This is where most people fall apart. They hit that midday slump, and instead of rising through it, they crash. Why? Because they didn't anchor their day in rhythm. They skipped breakfast or ate junk. They didn't hydrate. They didn't move. They didn't protect their focus. So by noon, their body is fried and their brain is begging for distraction. Here's how you counter it. Midday power moves. Light exposure. Get outside. Light equals energy. Your cells know this. Movement. A brisk walk. A workout. Anything to break the stagnation. Nutrition. Eat for fuel, not for sedation. Protein, fiber, water. Focus sprints. Work in focused blocks, 25 to 90 minutes, then take a break. Rhythm creates results. If you can dominate the middle of your day, you'll build momentum. And momentum is harder to stop than motivation. The night is not for noise. Evening is when warriors sharpen their swords, not when they lose themselves to chaos. But what do most people do at night? They overstimulate. They eat trash. They scroll endlessly. They blast their brains with dopamine and blue light. They never wind down. And then they wonder why they can't sleep. Nighttime isn't just about rest. It's about recovery. Real warriors recover with precision. Night rituals that serve you. Screens off or dimmed at least an hour before bed. Eat light or not at all late at night. Food before bed disrupts deep sleep. Journaling or reflection. Download the day. Let go of thoughts. Dark, cool environment. No noise. No light. No distractions. Consistent bedtime. Your brain will thank you. When you control your night, your morning obeys. That's how the loop is built. That's how the cycle is forged. Structure creates freedom. Most people avoid structure because they think it's restrictive. They believe schedules trap them. But the opposite is true. Randomness is the real prison. When you wake, eat, work, and rest without intention, you are ruled by emotion, ruled by cravings, ruled by distraction. You're not free. You're floating. But when you install rhythm, you reclaim control. You move with power. You make decisions without fatigue. You become unshakable. Reflection prompts. Be brutally honest. Do you have a structured morning and night routine? Or are you winging it every day? How often do you allow randomness to dictate your behavior? What habits could you ritualize to build rhythm into your life? Homework. Build your perfect day blueprint. Create a one-page map of your ideal day. Include wake-up time, morning routine, light, movement, hydration, focus, work blocks and rest breaks, meal timing and type, midday reset plan, evening wind-down rituals, bedtime, and night routine. Rules. Keep it realistic. Start with small, repeatable wins. Print it out. Post it where you'll see it every day. Follow it for 3 days. Then reflect on how you feel, think, and perform. Lesson 5. The battle is mental. Rewire or rot. Objective. Eliminate the victim identity of "I'm always tired" and replace it with a mindset rooted in ownership, discipline, and control. Train the mind to lead the body, not follow it. Let's make something brutally clear. Your energy is not just physical. It's psychological, emotional, spiritual. You can eat clean, move daily, and sleep like a monk. But if your mind is weak, if your self-talk is toxic, if your identity is built around struggle, then it doesn't matter how many habits you stack. You will sabotage your progress at the first sign of resistance. Because here's the truth. Your brain follows orders. It does not care if those orders are self-destructive or empowering. It obeys what you feed it. Repetition, emotion, belief. So if all you ever say is, "I'm tired, I'm drained, I'm not a morning person, I can't focus, I don't have the energy," then guess what? You're programming yourself to be a slave to fatigue. You're training your body to rot before it even tries. You think that's dramatic? Good. Because this is life or death, not of the body, but of your potential. Fatigue is often a mindset. Yes, physical exhaustion is real, but most of you aren't physically exhausted. You're mentally untrained. You've never built the habit of pushing through discomfort. You've never taught yourself how to lead your body, only how to respond to it. You feel a little tired, and you give up the day. You feel low energy, and you crawl into your vices. You have no drive, and you use it as proof that something is wrong. No, nothing is wrong. You're just mentally undisciplined. And the price for that? A life of numbness, of half effort, of watching others rise while you decay. The power of identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. If you walk around saying, "I'm just a low-energy person," or "I've always been this way," or "That's just how I am," then congratulations. You've built a prison around your own mind and locked the door with your own voice. That has to die. Right now. You're not just tired. You're untrained. You're undisciplined. You've accepted a lie for so long, you think it's your truth. But it's not. Your truth is this. You can become someone new, but not without war. Not without mental reprogramming. Not without killing the old identity and building a new one brick by brick. Your thoughts are scripts. Every thought you repeat becomes a pattern. Every pattern becomes a behavior. Every behavior becomes a belief. And beliefs define your destiny. So what's your mental loop? Do you constantly repeat, I'm too tired to start. I just need more motivation. I'll get to it tomorrow. I don't have the energy for this. That's your enemy. Those thoughts are not random. They are scripts, learned and reinforced by years of inaction. And here's the dark truth. You are loyal to those scripts. You defend them. You argue for them. You treat them like facts instead of what they are. Mental viruses. They must be deleted, erased, overwritten. Discipline rewrites identity. You don't become powerful by waiting to feel good. You become powerful by choosing action when you feel like shit. You want to feel less tired? Then move while you're tired. Speak power while you're weak. Act with intensity while your mind screams for comfort. Because that is where the new identity is built. That's where the voice changes. That's when you stop saying, I'm always tired, and start saying, I move regardless. I train regardless. I show up regardless. Discipline doesn't just reshape your schedule. It rewires your soul. It takes you from victim to victor, from pawn to player, from sleepwalker to savage. Recovery is not inactivity. Let's clear something up. Recovery is not collapse. It's not binging Netflix with chips on your chest. It's not numbing your brain with dopamine. It's not avoidance. True recovery is strategic. It's what warriors do to prepare for the next battle. It's sleep. It's movement. It's silence. It's stillness. It's reflection. It's preparation. But you only get to recover after you've earned it. Not as an escape, but as reinforcement. Stop treating every low-energy moment like a reason to retreat. Start treating it like a test. Reflection prompts. Answer these without mercy. What mental scripts do I repeat about fatigue and energy? Am I using tired as a shield to avoid discomfort? Who am I becoming if I never fix this mindset? Homework. Rewire the script. Step 1. Write down every disempowering phrase you use when you feel tired. Examples. I can't do this right now. I don't feel like it. I'll do it later. I'm just not built for high energy. Step 2. Rewrite them into power scripts. Examples. I command my body to follow. My feelings don't dictate my performance. I train even when I'm tired. My identity is stronger than my state. Step 3. Pick one mantra. Say it every morning and every night. Burn it into your subconscious. Step 4. Eliminate the phrase, I'm tired, from your vocabulary for the next 7 days. Replace it with, I'm recalibrating. I'm adjusting. I'm rising. This was never about sleep. It was never about food. It was never about time or energy or routines. It was always about you. The voice you believe. The identity you feed. The standard you accept. You are not a victim of fatigue. You are not cursed with low energy. You are not trapped in a tired life. You've just been playing the wrong role in your own story. But today, the script changes. No more excuses. No more weakness. No more, that's just how I am. From this point forward, your energy is your responsibility, and your identity is your weapon. You are no longer the tired one. You are the one who moves anyway. You are the one who trains the mind to command the body. You are the one who rewires or rots. You choose. You always have. To our returning GrimFace warriors, you already know what this is. This isn't just content. It's a code. You show up here because you refuse to settle, because you've seen the truth behind the mask, and you've chosen war over weakness, respect. And if you're new here, this isn't for everyone. This is for the black sheep, the outcasts, the ones who've been broken, but not beaten. If something inside you stirred today, if part of you remembered who you really are, then you don't just belong here. You were meant to be here. Subscribe. Join the movement. We're building something they can't control. We don't run from the dark. We become it. GrimFace. Outside.